Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of All the Mods 10. Today, we're here with George for just a little while. He is accompanying us. I am working on automating this enchanting apparatus. I want to show you how to automate this because I've actually struggled to do this many times before, and I finally found a system that works. It works really well if you have item pipes from Pipes mod. Because what you can do is you can set it to distribute to the nearest first. So then when you make your recipe, so like for example, what I want to make is this drygmy charm. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. The thing that you want to change in this pattern, once you have all the items in it, this item that is supposed to be in the middle, this item in the middle, needs to go in last. So I'm going to put it at the very end using applied energistics. So then when we make our pattern, it should be the last thing on the list rather than the first thing on the list. And when we add it in here and we try to craft a drygmy charm, we can request this and it'll throw everything into an item slot. Where did the drygmy charm go though? Oh, I went all the way over here. May have been a bit fast. After a little bit of experimentation, I think I have this working. Make sure another thing you said is this setting to lock the crafting until the primary crafting result is returned. I am still using pipes. I have no upgrade on this. The very first thing that it connects to is the enchanting apparatus and everything else goes over here. So now if I try to request a drygmy charm, it will put those first, and then yeah, this did end up crafting. It looks very cool. Let's do that again. Let's request a few of them. Okay, so requesting 26 drygmy charms. Goes in there. This is starting the craft. Will it actually end up in our system? It did. And did it request the next one? It did. Okay, perfect. So this automation here is done. This also leaves us room for a few more items as well. So the one thing I'm kind of concerned about is this may not catch certain edge cases of items like this one, for example, where it only has 3 main items and then the main ingredient in the middle. There may need to be some other sort of thing, like some weird filtering thing that we have to do where we filter out like the drygmy tokens or something and then have like a separate pipe going in here. I may need to do that. There's some other ways to do this, but this right here works for me. George, let's get going back. Get on the elevator, George. We're going up. Oh, we're gonna need essence blocks. Yes, we're gonna need these essences. I was wondering if we would need them for the other mod star. What that means to me is I'm gonna need to make a little bit of area here as well for handling essences. Let me plan this out real quick. Alright, proof of concept. Proof of concept is that here we'll have the pedestals. We have 8 of them in total because there are 8 different essences. 1 imbuement chamber for each essence we need to make. This block, there will be no cables. We will use a relay to send source over here, though these don't really need source. I'll still pass in source because it makes it faster. So what's going on here is I have an entangled block down here. Has the pattern. The pattern only takes in the source gem, brings it into the entangled block, which connects to the machine up there. Once the item is crafted, it gets pulled out by this pipe over here, which will pull out only the specific essence, and then we should get our essence here. So if we try an anima essence, so if I craft like 10, we'll see the source gem go in here. It'll start crafting it, and once it's crafted, we'll see that it disappears from here. Yeah, and a new one comes in because we asked for 10. This is the proof of concept. Then the next things are to finish all 8 of them and then to cover it a little bit so it looks a little bit nicer. So let me get doing that. Alright, here's what we got. So we do now have the imbuement chambers. They're all kind of covered up, kind of hiding here. So we can see some pretty colors go flying. It's very cool. This is good. This is ready. This is working for us. All of them are linked to the stuff down below. All of them are linked down here now, so things are good. Something else that happened down here is that I added a few requesters. So there's 2 requesters. I'm requesting 100 of each essence just because I don't really know what I'm going to need in the inventory, but it's nice to have these requesters here. I have no CPUs available. In the meantime, I want to make an easier way to store this source. I am going to manually make our cell housing then. Here is our fancy housing for our fancy source. So a 256K source. Let me go put that in the disk drives. These are full. Maybe I'll throw it in with this guy. There we go. It looks as good as it'll get, because this is kind of hidden in there. No one should be in there anyways, right, George? Not even you. You're not allowed in there. Get out of there. And now if we come back down here, I want to gather this source. Go ahead and do that. Add our import buses. Yeah, now we aren't making production of this fast enough. Now that that's done, I do have another goal. Earlier that I had all these drygmy charms. So I want to start getting into the drygmy stuff, but I need a containment tablet. Oh, which I can already make. I can already make this without an issue. This is pretty cheap. I should probably borrow a jar of source while I'm here. Yeah, here's a ritual brazier, and then we can activate it. What this will do is that if we have a jar and you have some sort of entity, so for example, because I don't have anything better than the piglich to show off, but if you have a mob just in the area of this ritual, it'll use a little bit of source to fill the jar. And this jar can then be used by the drygmys for farming, which is what I'm going to do. Now that we have this, I'm going to go gather different mobs. I think drygmys like to have a variety of different mobs. The mobs that I'm going to get, they're going to be kind of random. Like I'm going to get like a villager, and I'm going to get some random things that don't do any drops. And that's because I want the drygmys to be happy with a variety of different mobs, but I also don't really want all the other junk. But let me go collect some mobs that don't drop things, and I'll be back. Found the lucky scarf. Increases luck level when mining blocks. Doesn't this also increase fortune? Might as well equip that, because it also looks very funny. Even found a crystal heart. I don't think I have one of those yet. Here's a silverfish. Finding so many new things. The digging claws is something that I've really wanted for a long time. Good to find. Maybe I should have been exploring one of these before. Shame about this 2-minute long poison though. My search for new mobs has kind of taken me nowhere. So I think I need to change strategy. I always say it's taken me nowhere, but I've got 8 mobs. I'm missing like 2. I need to teleport to the Undergarden. Probably be for the best. So let me just build an Undergarden portal. Here's a Undergarden portal. We're going entirely because we need mobs. So don't know where we are. Don't really care. Just put a waystone down. Some cool things to explore here, but in reality, I'd rather just grab the mobs and run. I haven't seen a single mob so far. I've literally been exploring for like 30 minutes. I haven't found anything. Help. What is this? This is garbage. Literally, it took me like half an hour, but I did finally find a trader. Can I pick you up? Can I use one of these things? Perfect. I think this guy doesn't drop anything. I will double check by killing another mob. Another like 5 minutes later, here's another stoneborn. Do you drop anything? Oh no, he does. That was like a 40-minute search for nothing. Okay, I think I'd be happy if I just catch a bee. Maybe this is what I should have done. Here is a bee. There we go. I won't really explore because I have what I need, so I'm going to go. There's like a whole grass area over here. I don't remember things like this generating before. What is this? Flower headwear. Oh, that looks so funny. Yeah, that looks really funny. Alright, now that we got them, we should just use them. So I'm going to grab them in this containment jar. I have a bee, a frog, a wolf, a fox, a pillager, a bumblebee, a silverfish, a starbuncle, and a cat. For good measure, just because I don't know if it would be better, I'm going to use a villager. Here is a cleric. Alright, so now that that's done, down here I have an entangle block linked to the drawer with the hydro chops in the other building. This is just a pedestal with a mycelial source link right next to it. So this will give us the source that we need. Barrel with chest upgrades. And then if we just use our drygmy charms here, we'll have so many drygmys here. And hopefully we will find... Look how pretty that is. Very cool. Yeah, we'll start getting piglet shirts. Alright, I think that's all that we have time for. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.